Hello, everyone. I just had an amazing talk with Christina. She did an interview with me. She's a master of interviews, and we uh, pinpointed one interesting topic that we'll probably develop later on her YouTube channel. I just wanted to share with you. Maybe some of you know it already, but it's always good to be aware of the difference between guilt and shame. So, guilt is when I feel that I did something wrong, and when I feel guilty for that. And shame is when I feel that I am wrong, like my being is wrong, like I'm worthless or something like that. Actually, I didn't know that I experienced shame until I was 24. I thought that it was guilt all the time, but actually it was shame, and it was so disempowering. Like, it didn't allow me to move, to pursue my dreams, to take care of myself. So that's why I wanted to pop here and to talk about shame and guilt. So the antidote for shame is self-compassion. And of course, as a psychologist, I know that there are a lot of things to be healed to really help the shame to go out of my body experience, out of my dominant neuron paths, because uh, the neuron paths of shame, they lit up really quickly if it's been one of the attributes of the growing up period, if that's how uh, that's how you try to kind of uh, make yourself act in a certain way so you would be loved, by shaming yourself or criticizing yourself or guilting yourself. So when I start to relate to myself as I relate to the other, yeah, we most of us are much better treating others, our friends, than we're treating ourselves. So when I start to relate to myself as a friend, and I start to converse to myself, to have dialogues with myself as if I'm another person, then it helps to challenge the shame. And it also gives me a witness, a loving witness, compassionate witness that is here with me, that I'm not alone, that I'm always there for myself. As for the guilt, hello, yes, sir. Yeah, there's been several people popping up. It's nice to see you. So, as for the guilt, I would, if you're interested, tell me, and I'm gonna do more lives on the shame. And as for the guilt, how to deal with the guilt. Firstly, we need to distinguish if it's a guilt or if it's a mistake. Like, if you've really done something wrong or if it's a mistake. Because mistake is something that you didn't know, like, you were in the experience and you didn't know that it's gonna turn out that way, if you're gonna do this or that. And so your conscience kind of is clear, you didn't know. And that's a mistake, and that's a learning curve, and that's something to celebrate and pat yourself on the back and say, hey, okay, now I know that, until really pinpoint that it's not something that I already knew and I went against myself to do it. So there's nothing really to feel guilty about. It's just a mistake, it's just a learning curve. And we won't be judging and guilting the little baby who is learning to use the stove or the tools or the cup for spilling the water, right? And the real like existential guilt, which Alfred Langley is talking about, one of my beautiful, amazing teachers. You can find his videos on YouTube. Um, the guilt is like when I knew that I should do this or I shouldn't go there, or like my inner self, not the morals, not the rules, but something deep in me says that, oh, it should be like I want to do this, I should, that should, like from my inner gut, that's what I want to do or I'm supposed to do. And when I go against this inner voice of my person, as Alfred Langley calls it, so of my uh, personal deep self, when I go against that voice, that's guilt. That's kind of, I knew that, I kind of knew. And that's where the process of remorse is coming, that can really help heal this experience. And so the steps would be like really acknowledge first, did I know or didn't I know that it's gonna be like that? Was it a certain knowing or was it just a hint of intuition? And if it was just a hint of intuition, yeah, you can distinguish, was it a really strong one or was it really soft? And really distinguish and discern, and then say to oneself that I'm really like regretting not following my inner voice, and I'm remorsing and I'm really sorry, and ask forgiveness from oneself. And then when you cried and purged, if it was a big kind of existential mistake that you didn't follow yourself, and then talk to yourself on how you're gonna act differently the next time, how you're gonna hear your intuition, how you're gonna listen to it and follow it. So these are my few takes on shame and guilt. Please ask me anything, and if you want to hear more about something, please share, and I would love to interact and to record more lives and to share more gifts about that.